Come on,
David. Face towards me. You know how the David.
Come on.
David.
Despite being tasked with maintaining justice, police officers occasionally stray from the path of righteousness. Today, we'll be going through these cases where good cops were compelled to arrest their own for betraying the laws. On November 10th, 2018, Adam Black Davis was pulled over by the Hall County Sheriff's Office Deputy J.W. Thompson for speeding. The deputy turned on his patrol car's emergency equipment and sped up to catch up with the car.
Hey, sir. Yeah, Sharp, hey, what's up, man? I'm all right. How are you?
Got my backup weapon on me.
Huh?
I got my backup weapon on me.
Okay.
I was going too fast.
I got you.
What's your name?
Thompson.
Thompson. Davis.
Yeah, I know, buddy. Davis, the reason I stopped you, man, I stopped you at 90.
Yeah.
Using no laser. Where you come from tonight, man?
My wife's parents.
Your wife's parents? But I'm going to ask you a straight question. What'd you have to drink this evening, Davis?
Not a damn thing, bro.
Not a thing at all? Nothing?
No.
Here, do me a favor. Just look at me. I'm just going to move my finger outside. You know what I'm doing. Check it. Move your eye.
Not feeling anything, drink, bro.
Right. I smell something coming off of you.
Yeah.
The deputy recognized Davis as he was an officer with the Gainesville Police Department. After being pulled over, Davis threatened the deputy, saying he had a backup gun with him.
I hate to be in this situation, but I got to check, man. You know where I'm coming from.
I'm not driving.
Well, I just know.
I'm not drinking.
Okay.
I dropped her off. I'm going home. I'm not drinking. I promise, man.
Well, David, you got any medical conditions?
No, sir.
Taking medication?
No, sir.
So we're going to have to contact.
No, sir.
All right, look. I'm going to go ahead and do, like I said, you know what we're going to do, so I'm going to just check real fast. You just face towards me.
I don't want to do HCM, man. I'll do any other test. I just don't do it.
Okay, so, Davis, I can smell alcohol coming off your breath.
I get you, man. Look,
Okay.
Is my wedding tonight?
Okay.
Thompson. Thompson.
David,
Thompson.
buddy, you're tying my hands.
I will do the Just Friday test. I'm just telling you, I have not been drinking.
But I can smell alcohol coming off your breath.
My wife's been drinking, man.
Okay,
I
but
just dropped her off.
I understand that, but like, I understand, but
When questioned about whether he had consumed any alcohol, he adamantly denied it. However, when the officer mentioned detecting alcohol on his breath, Davis shifted blame, claiming it was his wife who had been drinking. Despite this, he continued to refuse to take the breathalyzer test.
you know how it goes, the social safety thing.
I get you, man.
And I know why you won't do HGN, because you know it's the one that's scientific out of the three of them.
I get
You haven't been drinking, why don't you want to do it?
Because I'm just telling you, I just want to go, man. Please, just let me get on my way. Thompson, please.
You're tying my hands pretty hard here, buddy.
I'm not tying your hands, man. I'll do any test you want. I'm telling you, I haven't been drinking. I just want to get on my way.
Okay, then, like I said, you just said you didn't want to do HGN. But if you haven't been drinking, there's no reason not to do HGN, and you know that. You and I both know that.
I realize
I know that, but I'm I'm asking you, buddy, are you willing to do HGN or not? It's up to you. Okay. That's all I want to do with you real fast. Face towards me. You know how it goes? Put your feet together for me. Legs straight, arms down by your side, straight ahead at me.
Just as the deputy was about to start the HGN evaluation, Davis started yelling his name. As soon as the officer warned Davis about his increasingly aggressive behavior, Davis promptly lowered his voice and started talking normally again.
Face towards me again. Put your feet together for me.
We did the walking turn, man.
Well, you know.
Come on,
Davis.
Thompson.
Face towards me. You know how the Davis.
Come on.
Davis. You're starting. You are literally yelling at me on the side of the road. You're starting to be belligerent. You need to calm down.
Okay. It's been rough now.
I understand that, but you know where I'm coming from.
Come on.
All right. Feet together, legs straight, arms down by your side, look straight ahead at me. All right. Like I said, you side to side, follow your eyes only. Don't move your head. Focus on for me again.
When Davis first tried to talk Thompson out of being arrested, he talked very politely and maintained a humble demeanor. However, his attitude quickly turned vicious when he saw his strategies wouldn't work anymore and started getting personal with Thompson.
Davis, we're going to see if we'll do an OR for you. I know you are, and you're also intoxicated.
You know, Molly. Yes or no? Do you think it's ethical to live with a married woman? BDSM, is that ethical with a married woman? Just a question, man. I'm just asking.
Davis.
Yes or no, man? Do you know Molly Ross?
Look,
Yes or no? That's the question.
Davis, I've been cordial with you. Please be cordial with me.
You had sex with Molly?
Be cordial with me, Davis.
Why don't you answer the question?
And I'm asking you to be cordial.
Why don't you say no if the answer's no? Do you know Molly?
Instead of owning up to his mistakes and acting like a responsible adult, Davis switched to attacking Deputy Thompson, asking him personal questions.
Have you ever slept with her? Mr. Thompson, I'm asking you a question.
Davis.
Sir.
Davis.
Sir.
Money.
I'm Molly. You ever slept with her? Yes or no, sir?
Davis.
Yes or no, sir?
Davis.
Mr. Thompson, I'm asking you a question.
Davis.
Have you ever had sexual intercourse with her? Mr. Thompson, I'm asking you a question. Have you ever had sex with Molly Ross? Is that a yes or a no? Have you ever used your handcuffs on her, sir? Have you ever slept with her while you were on duty?
It takes remarkable strength to overlook comments about one's personal life. This officer exemplifies the utmost standards of ethics and professionalism, maintaining composure regardless of Davis's attempts to provoke him.
Have you ever slept with a married woman named Molly Ross? I believe your back light is still on. I don't know if you still leave those on or not. Thank you. Go. Beautiful. You know him? You ever met him? Dad's name was Molly. Good guy. Great guy. Love him, man. You feel like you're bad? Not racist.
Davis kept asking to have a separate chemical test performed on him and changed his statements from consuming no alcohol to consuming 2 beers.
It's really bothering me. No one ethical, no one professional. DRE, take me to jail. I'm drinking a beer. When he participates highly in body sexual activity, his children. I just don't understand it. I would like to speak to Sheriff Darrell County, let him know that I'm very uncomfortable with the way his deputy conducts business. She's the only married woman you've ever worked with, Mr. Dunlop? Is there more?
He kept saying that even though he would submit to the state's chemical test if it was required, he was not doing it freely or voluntarily.
I would also like my own independent test. I hope you know that. It's a very simple request. I don't understand why you're not answering me. I just want to prove my innocence. Mr. Thompson, you're following that car too closely. 46-1. Booth 48.
Later on, Davis agreed to take the breathalyzer test and consented to undergo it. However, he clarified that he was just doing what the state required him to do by law and not because of his own will.
I just don't understand what's going on right now. Be a lot more credible than what that where Molly or Ross. I got that thing. Why you right here? Right? How the deputy from Hollywood Roar to my second. Right?
After being taken to jail, Davis provided a sufficient sample for the Intoxilyzer 9000, which produced a blood alcohol concentration of 0.144%. This reading aligned closely with the earlier portable breath test result of 0.142%.
Independent chemical test as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're going to do that here right after this. You said you want to go to Habersham?
Yeah, Habersham out. Actually, I don't know. I really prefer Blake.
Okay, my preference.
Is that okay?
We'll see what it's at.
If it's not okay, I'll do Habersham, but I really prefer that. Mr. Thompson, I'm a little confused though. Have you ever slept with a married woman? Same Molly Brown? Is this just voluntary or am I required? I'm a little. If I'm required to do it, I'll do it. Like, I don't want to not do something I'm required to do. But if I'm not required to do it, I'll do it. Give it as
Davis was charged with DUI and immediately resigned the next day while entering the plea of no contest to the allegation of reckless driving. On November 11th, State Court Judge Roberts sentenced the defendant to a year and a half of probation and a fine of $1,147.
You can speak to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be in handcuffs and it'll be at the jail.
In January 2017, First Amendment Auditor Philip Turner, who is famously known for his YouTube channel, the Batusai came upon several Comal County deputies making an arrest. Immediately, he pulled out his camera and started filming the encounter.
What's that?
Can you go stand back over where you were for me, sir?
There's something wrong with being here?
Yes, sir, there is.
What's
I don't want you to be in direct line with that vehicle. I'd like for you to go back to where you were standing. You can continue filming all you'd like, but I don't want you right here.
Am I interfering?
Well, technically, now you're starting to pose into somebody else's private property. With your videoing, yes, sir.
As expected, police officers just don't like being filmed, and just a minute later, one of the deputies came over and asked the auditor to stop filming. However, he had no idea he was up against someone who knew the law more than the cops.
Hey, did they give you permission to film inside their truck?
I don't need permission out in public.
In public?
I don't need permission.
In somebody's vehicle?
I don't need permission out in public.
No, not to film us, you're correct. But to film inside somebody's vehicle, that's an extension of their house, and that is a private place. So you do need somebody's permission to film inside their vehicle.
But is that a crime?
If they decide it is, yes.
Who's they?
The two we got in the back of our cars. If they don't want you filming or you didn't get permission from them, you can't be filming inside their cars.
Well, you guys got the door open.
Look, all I'm asking you to do is go stand back over where you were.
Even if I was back there, I could still see inside the car.
Okay, so go stand back over there. It's simple as that. Because right now that I'm having to come over here and ask you to move again, now you're interfering with our investigation. Because instead of me being able to focus over here, I got to focus on you. So if you could just go stand over there, I can call a supervisor if you'd like to speak to a supervisor.
Yeah, go ahead and call a supervisor.
You can make any complaints you like, but all I'm asking you to do is go stand back over there where you were.
Just go ahead and call a supervisor.
Okay, do me a favor and go stand back over there for me, all right, bud?
I don't see what's wrong being here.
Turner stood his ground and refused to be bullied by the deputy who was trying to intimidate him into leaving them alone.
Stand back where you were. There was not an issue where you were standing. Now there's an issue where you're at.
Because I'm filming inside the truck, right?
Yes, sir. You can film us all you want. We don't care. We want you to do it from a safe distance. So if you could go back to where you were, that'd be greatly appreciated.
All right. If the issue is with me filming here inside the truck, I won't film inside the truck.
If you could go stand back where you were, please. Go and contact your sergeant. There's not an issue with you filming us. There's an issue with you getting any closer to the scene.
I'm not getting any closer than here.
Okay. Do not move from here. All right. Any closer from here, we're gonna have any more issues. Okay.
I already told you I'm not moving from here, and that's it.
Thank you. I encourage you to film. Thank you.
Realizing that the auditor was technically correct, the deputy decided to retreat. However, it was not long before he returned and claimed that a supervisor was on the way.
The sergeant's here. He said he'd be over here talking to you in just a little bit. Okay.
What's up?
Our sergeant.
Okay.
He said he's gonna be over here talking to you in just a little bit. He's here. He's actually.
All right. You got a business card or anything?
A business card?
Yeah.
Not on me. I can get you one out of my car in a little bit.
All right. Cool.
You need my name, badge number? What do you need?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna need, but I can't hear over the highway noise.
Okay, so you need all of our badge numbers, or
Just yours, and I guess if the supervisor needs to speak with me, I'll talk to him.
Oh, he doesn't need to speak to you. I thought you wanted to speak to him.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
I mean, if you don't need to speak to him, then I'll tell him not to waste his time.
No, he's already here, so I'm not gonna waste his time. He already drove over here, so I'll talk to him briefly.
Okay.
Okay.
And like I said, he'll be more than happy to give you anybody's name or badge number that's here.
Okay.
And if you need business cards or anything like that, you give us a little bit, we'll be able to get some business cards too if you'd like.
No, just yours. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can get you one.
Okay.
All right, hang tight for me.
However, suddenly the deputy had a change of thought as he returned back and started asking for ID. Turner, knowing his constitutional rights, refused to give in.
Do you have your information? Your driver's license?
What's that?
Do you have your driver's license or name, date, birth?
For what?
Because now you're a witness to this crime that we're doing.
What crime is that?
The crime that we got these people in the back of these cars for.
I don't know what crime they committed.
You don't have to know.
But how do I know what they did though? I don't know what they did.
Okay, they broke the law. They're in possession of narcotics. That's why they're in the back of our cars.
Okay, now you're telling me that. Okay.
Yeah. So, do you have your name and date of birth?
No.
Or driver's license?
No.
So you're going to refuse to be listed as a witness since you sat here and videotaped the entire scene?
If you need a copy of the video, I can give you a copy of the video.
Well, yeah, but we're also going to need to identify you in our report that you were here videoing, so when we come to get a copy of that video, we can get that.
All right, let me talk to your supervisor.
Shortly after, the deputy was joined in by another officer who appeared even more intimidating and started threatening the auditor with arrest.
He said that he won't want to give us his name and date of birth until he talks to our supervisor. So.
And you're probably going to end up going to jail because right now you're witnessing a crime.
Well, I asked to talk to a supervisor. He's here, so why can't I speak with him?
Because you're refusing to give your information, you'll be going to jail for failure to identify as you're a witness to a crime.
So I need to give you my ID to speak to your supervisor? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Okay, I need to speak to your supervisor.
Why do you need to speak to your supervisor?
Because I requested to speak to
warrants
him.
that?
Because I requested to speak to him, and he's here.
Okay. So what's your point?
He's here. I need to speak with him.
You've got no part of the scene, right? But you want to speak to our supervisor.
You can speak to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be in handcuffs and it'll be at the jail. Is that what you want to do?
I need to speak to your supervisor.
Is that what you want
I
to do?
need to speak to your supervisor.
Realizing they lacked legal grounds for arrest, the officers resorted to fabricating excuses and even threatened the auditor with trespassing charges.
What aren't you understanding? You put yourself in this situation right here. You see that? You're on private property
Private
right now.
or public?
You're on private property right now.
Okay, what does that do with anything?
Do you have permission to be here?
Did the owner trespass me?
Well, this guy...
He doesn't want you here.
This guy actually did call and tell us he wanted you to leave.
That guy right there?
Yeah.
So,
What's his name?
so what's your point?
What's the guy's name that don't want me here?
So do you want to identify yourself so we can list you as a witness to this crime, or...?
I'm just asking a simple question. The guy that you just talked to, he doesn't want me here.
Yes.
So is he
Would you like for
trespassing?
me to go ask him to tell you to leave himself?
Do you already have that notice?
Yes, he told us when he came over here and gave me his business
Then why do you
card.
have to go ask him then?
If you would like for him to tell you himself.
He can tell me whatever he needs to do.
if
he needs to tell me to leave, I'll leave. Simple as that. He needs to give me a warning before he can trespass me.
Turner was not being intimidated by these corrupt officers, and he continued to film as he waited for their supervisor to arrive. Shortly after, the supervisor did arrive, and he explained the entire incident.
Do you mind if I go on your property and talk to him, or?
He's on his property.
Can hang out here?
He can hang out.
Oh, no, I was-
you
I
can hang out. He can hang out.
No, I was asking if we can go over there because of the road noise. I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, well, we're leaving here in a minute anyway.
Okay.
So what's up?
All right. So before I leave here, I just need to get his badge number and his or his business card, whatever the case may be.
It's Deputy Cameron Chelley. 315 is my badge number.
Okay. All right. So my only problem is I was just Here, this is what I do. I film what public officials do on public property. I'm a journalist. I gather content for stories.
That's cool.
But this officer here was telling me that I had to move back over there. I couldn't stand over there. And I was asking him why. He told me that I wasn't allowed to film inside the vehicle here. But
I mean, that's their privacy too. We got to get their consent to go in, so it makes it any different for you.
well, that's to go in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in. I'm just observing. That's kind of like equivalent to this is his property, but I can't film it because it's
Okay.
on his property.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, and it's not against the law.
Okay.
So he needs to get educated on that because
Okay.
that's clearly not the case. Okay.
Okay.
Now, am I currently being detained here, or am I free to go?
You're free to go, man. I'm here. I came all the way from Canyon Lake to
We
talk
need
to
to
you.
identify.
The supervisor clearly had more knowledge of the law than his deputy, and he practically had no problem with the auditor filming the cops. However, just like his deputies, the sergeant also turned on him and started to demand his ID.
You spoke to the sergeant, so I need to get your name and date of birth. So
I can give you a
identify
copy of the vehicle. I can give you a copy of the video.
I don't need a copy of the vehicle.
I can give you a business
I need
card.
your identifying information so I can list
You
you in
just
the
need your
report
ID and
as a
info.
witness.
Yeah. You're
I-
a witness.
I don't-
Right now, you're failing to ID as a witness to a crime.
What
Because
crime?
Hey,
That's
what's your first name, man? I know what.
Sir?
What's your first name, sir?
I'll give you my first name. It's Philip.
Philip.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Best case scenario, that female and that male says that we did something against the law. Eight cops against one person, right? So you know who I would want? I would want the guy who's not even involved in this to be my witness. That's how it works.
Like I said, this is what I
No,
do.
that's how it works. No, that's what we're trying to explain to you.
So they need me as a
Because
witness.
you're part of any type of information that anybody that comes. We're gonna have to ID him because he's in our cameras now.
Yep.
Just-
Turner remained calm and refused to ID himself, as he knew that he isn't legally obliged to. However, just then, the previous deputy made an absurd statement that further proved his lack of understanding as a law enforcement officer.
See you standing here, and they're gonna be like, "Well, who's this guy? Did he have anything to do with the scene? Well, why didn't you identify him?" So that's what I'm trying to get at.
Where'd you come from?
That's not relevant.
It's not relevant?
No, it's not.
So you just
How do we know you didn't get out of this vehicle?
Yeah, they're gonna be there.
Go behind and you're with them and you walked over.
Did you
Where's your
just
vehicle?
really ask me that?
Did I seriously just ask you that?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it actually is a serious question. Why would you randomly walk up to this and then fail to identify
I
yourself?
already told your supervisor what I do. I'm a
It's all right.
journalist.
I really don't care what you do. It doesn't matter.
You have a question?
No, I'm just waiting on this business card and I'm out of here. That's it.
I gave you my name and badge number.
I asked for a business card. You said you were
I
going to go
told you
get
I don't
one.
have
We
one.
don't
You didn't have to
have it.
give
We
me
don't. We all
a
don't have
business
any, man.
Okay, what's your name and badge number?
My name is Cameron Shelley. My badge number is 315.
Okay, thank you. All right,
it's
now,
like the
like I said, I already told you.
It was really absurd as to why the deputies and the sergeant were making such a fuss about filming an incident from a safe distance. Particularly annoying was the deputy who kept on intimidating Turner despite him constantly ignoring him.
You gonna give me your name and date of birth or not?
I'm talking to your sergeant right now.
He's not talking to you. He's on the phone.
I'm not talking to you either. I'm talking to your sergeant.
It doesn't matter. Guess what? We both have the same job.
He's a
We'll
higher
identify
rank than
one
you.
way or another.
He's a higher rank than you. That's why I speak. This is who I asked to speak with. He's here, so that's
great.
who I'm speaking with.
That's great.
Okay.
But I made contact with you before he did.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure you're really versed in the law good enough in the fact that you're failing to ID.
On request
You
by
will
any
ID
police
or you
officer.
will not leave here.
I'm talking to
unless
your.
you're
I'm talking
back
to your
in the car.
supervisor right now.
What'd you
I
say
don't
your
care
first
if
name
you're
was
talking
again?
to a supervisor.
What?
What'd you say your first name was again? If you told him, I just forgot it. Because I would like to address you by first name.
You can address me by sir,
Okay.
Mr.
Just then, the sergeant pulled the auditor on the side and tried calming him down. It was evident that even the sergeant was not too happy with his deputies and didn't fully agree with their action.
You're not doing anything wrong, and but here's the deal. They got a point there. I mean, your worst case scenario is that your camera would be a part of evidence, but we're not going to go there because I have a camera. I have plenty of cameras going, so I don't need your camera. Now, if something were to happen to where, man, we get into a shooting or something or a fight and somebody gets hurt, then you know what? I'm taking your camera because that's so you got to be careful with that in the future. Okay, when you're doing this, because
on that one, I'll tell you, there was a shooting on 6th Street that happened not too long ago, and I helped aided them catching the shooter.
And I have no problem with that. No. But that's what's called
I
evidence.
understand.
It's not that I want your camera because I want you to stop doing this. These guys are up to no good.
Technically, I didn't come up here at the very beginning. I came here when they were sat on the curb right there, and they were being handcuffed. I didn't see anything come out the car. All I know is I saw a drug go around the car. A dog go around the car, and that was it. The next thing I know, I see them put things in brown bags, and that's it. I don't know what happened until that officer came over and told me they're being arrested for narcotics. I was like, oh, okay. But I mean, you can't, as a witness, you can't feed me that type of information. So then I wouldn't be a credible witness.
The sergeant understood the situation and figured out that there was no justification for demanding the auditor's ID, as he had not witnessed any crime being committed. That's when the sergeant let him go without seeing any ID.
Worst case scenario, if something were major, yeah, we would need as much as we could.
Okay.
I mean, so just be careful when you get into whatever you're doing. I know this is not the first time; it's going to be the last time.
Oh no, I deal with this type of interaction all the time. This is not the type of interaction I would like to
You're not
get
being
myself
detained.
involved.
You're the only reason these guys.
I know that they want to get my information, but I'm telling you I didn't see anything. And I'm not going to lie and say I saw something that I didn't see. That's just point blank and period. I told you what I saw. I saw them put a case in a brown bag and some clothes in a brown bag. That's it. I didn't see any narcotics.
So you said Seth, Philip?
First name is Philip.
Man, it's been one of those days, man. So yeah, what's a good contact info for you?
I got a business card in the car, and I can give you that.
Walk across when I pull off this side of the road.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Be careful.
The deputies were nowhere to be seen once they were corrected by their supervisor. Turner, however, went over to the Comal County Sheriff's Office and filed a complaint against the deputies who tried to intimidate him and violated his rights. He didn't upload an update on the complaint, but we can only hope that the officers were disciplined. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, we witnessed instances where police officers were corrected by their superiors, and in one case, even arrested. It was troubling to see a police officer violating laws and behaving with entitlement. Additionally, it was disheartening to observe how little knowledge some officers have regarding the law. Law enforcement agencies must prioritize ongoing law training so that officers are fully aware of people's rights in the Constitution. If you agree with me, please consider showing your support by liking this video, and also make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here.